First of all, thank you for your patience. I know it takes a little while to get through the senior stuff, but that's what we do here. So um, I'm not going to apologize for that. I want to congratulate Baylor. Obviously, they played a great game. We were not nearly good enough in a lot of areas, and that's my fault. I thought we were ready to do some of the things we need to do, and we couldn't get them done. Credit them, but I obviously didn't do my job, and we've got to get some of that stuff fixed. But still season to go. We're still 24-5. Been a great year, and the last thing is I really want to thank all the people who worked so hard to get a crowd here tonight. I mean, we draw well anywhere, but tonight was really special. There's so many, I can't thank everyone. People who bought tickets, people who, tweeted stuff out. My man Kevin Dresser, the greatest marketer of all time. Everyone. I sincerely appreciate it. Our players appreciate it. It meant a lot, and I think it was a great showcase for our university and our program on national television. So I wanted to thank everyone for that.
What's it mean to, I guess, have that type of opportunity, that type of crowd, that type of chance to accomplish something just all kind of rolled into one big night?
No, I think it was great. We've there's been a lot of times where Baylor's won the league a month ago, and we got to the last week, we didn't do what we could have done. But I'm not going to apologize for being 24-5. I'm not going to apologize for. I'm just not doing it. If you guys want to write that whatever the bed, that's fine. I expect it. That's cool. Go ahead, do it. It won't bother me one bit. I'm used to it, so I'm not going there. I'm just not. So we are 24-5. And everyone's making a big deal about the crowd. We draw really well here anyway. Tonight was special. So everyone who's like, "Oh wow, Iowa State," don't go there. Okay, that's not fair to it's not fair to our kids or our fans. So I guess I'll end it with that.
Bill, why I asked the girls the same thing, and you've probably answered this a gazillion times. Tonight's the second largest crowd ever. First largest crowd for regular season. Your number 2 crowd in the country, and I know we're putting a lot of emphasis on the crowd tonight, but what do your teams in the past, and especially this team, what makes this team appealing to 10,000, whatever it was, fans that were here tonight?
I think the biggest thing is everyone on our roster, everyone who represents Iowa State does everything they do with a great amount of dignity, class. I think our fans embrace how hard our kids play. I think our fans like the way they represent their school. And certainly winning once in a while helps, but I think overall it's about that's how they see people who should represent Iowa State University. And I guess that would be my simple answer.
As a follow-up, how much do you use that? And how much will you use next year and years and 15 years from now on the recruiting trail in whatever this is? In 2022, we averaged 10,000 fans.
Oh, we do it a lot. I mean, because, when you're a young person and you want to go somewhere and play, you want to play in front of fans that appreciate your effort. You think about it. You got a lot of people on a Monday night. We just got beat really soundly, and they all sat, not all, but a lot of them sat there and listened to our seniors talk. I mean, who does that? No one. And, there's a lot of things that go with how you act and how you conduct yourselves. And our fans have always had an emotional attachment to our kids. And whether we've won, whether we've lost, I think, Randy, the last thing for me would be, I think because they didn't get to see him as much last year, I think they kind of like that added to this team, even, because there's a lot of similarities. So maybe that's part of it.
You said that you'd do something different if you could go back. What adjustment would you make?
Oh, I think there's a lot of stuff. I'd have to watch the film first, but we probably would have handled their ball screen defenses. The way we defended their ball screens a little bit different. The one thing we stressed at nauseum was we had to stay out of foul trouble, and that didn't happen. And we probably should have changed sooner to prevent that, because then we have no chance. With Ash in foul trouble and Lex in foul trouble, we got a problem. And then offensively, I think probably, even though we didn't want to play that way, and some of it, I second guessed myself, we probably should have controlled the tempo a little bit better, maybe slowed the game down a little bit. That right off the top of my head, I mean, I don't know if there are great answers, but that would be the first thing that would come to mind.
What makes Smith such a hard player to go against?
We probably don't have enough time for that. The kid's 6'4", skilled, plays with an edge to her. That's why she's going to be the number 1 pick in the WNBA draft. So she's a great, great player. Very skilled, hard to guard. They do a really good job of spacing the floor, so it's hard to double team her. But she was really efficient, especially early in the game. But ultra skilled kid, ultra skilled.
What kind of troubles did that second quarter do for, I guess, the rest of the game and kind of the hole you guys fell into?
Yeah, I think obviously, we didn't shoot the ball very well at all. I thought, we had some decent looks, but we're not going to win many games going 4 for 22 from the three-point line. We're not going to win many games with Lex in foul trouble and Ash kind of in and out. We left her in the game because she doesn't handle sitting on the bench very well. So we left her in the game, but, sometimes you're in the game, but you're not playing at the level as hard as you should or could because you're afraid to foul. But that was one of those things you had to get to halftime, and we just couldn't do it. And that goes back to the question of probably we should have just pulled it out and slowed it down and kind of limped the thing to halftime. But we haven't done that all year, and we thought about it, but if we make a couple shots, you hang around. We made a couple silly fouls at silly times, but that would probably be the biggest thing.
Is it still kind of nice to know, with one game left, the math is still there for you guys to get to a Big 12 championship? What's it mean to you to know there's still a path there?
No, I think it's obviously a positive thing for our players that they've worked that hard to go into the last game of the season with a chance. But I've never kind of overthought that as much as most people. I'm more worried about who we're playing, when we're playing, postseason stuff, all that kind of stuff. Baylor's an outstanding program. They've won it 11 years in a row, and Coach Mulkey probably takes a little credit for this one too. So when they play like that, they're a Final Four team. They really are. They're Final Four skilled, and they check all the boxes. They're old. They're tough. So it's a tough out for us, and certainly one that I hope we get to play them again, which means you're probably playing them in the championship game of the Big 12 tournament. So sounds really ridiculous to ask for that, but it'd be fun to try.
Baylor and Texas, both very similar in personnel and play style. At this point of the season, since all 4 of those meetings did not go well, do you see anything that could be done differently against that style of team? Or is that kind of matchup just sort of is what it is at this point?
I think at this point it is what it is. Obviously, it falls back into, getting our kids better suited to handle it, the physicality. You can recruit a couple kids. There's a lot of things that go. It's a weird league because, we beat Oklahoma twice. Oklahoma beat Baylor twice. And there's a lot of that going on. It's a bad matchup for us in both of those cases, and it's hard to. Right now, at this point of the year, you can't practice probably the way you want to, but we are who we are, and I'm not going to apologize for who we are. I'm not going to do it, but it is a matchup that's a struggle for us, no question.
Still, Bill, you were up 24-21 there in the second quarter, getting to the free throw line, hitting free throws. Were there any alarm signs still even then, or did it just, they just got rolling and that's what happened?
Yeah, I think we knew, we had a couple open shots that we missed. We didn't get a couple defensive rebounds. The fouls, putting Lex on the bench, Ash, that hurt. But, yeah, we just couldn't end the half. You got to make a shot once in a while. You got to get a stop once in a while. And they just overwhelmed us with their size. And, it just wasn't a great – I thought Ash had a lot of looks that she'd take again. It just didn't go in. It happens. You just got to get one basket to go in to stop the bleeding, and the last 4 minutes we couldn't get that done.
From a defensive standpoint in that second quarter, it looks like Lexi goes out with an ankle injury. It looked like she was fine because she played in the second half. And how much of an effect on the defense do you think her absence had in that run for Baylor in the half?
No, it's huge, because she can guard multiple spots. It was tough for us, and she's another ball handler. The people we put in don't do the things she does. So it's not an excuse. It is what it is. Someone else has got to come in and play better. I thought Nye was really good. I thought Nye competed, and she just keeps getting better and better, and that was encouraging tonight. But, we've got some other things to shore up, but we just got overwhelmed in the post today, and just when you're not making shots, that's a hard combination for us.
How important is Ashley's three-point shot, not just for her, but for the whole offensive machine? She doesn't get any tonight.
Yeah, no, it's big. I mean, our the three-point shot, we felt we could get some. We thought we could, I thought she got some really good looks at it because they don't really want to guard in space and let Ash get to the rim, but it happens. But we had a couple others too that you need. You need to. You're not going to make them all, but you need to make one or two at a time. And tonight was just one of those nights that it wasn't going in. And you got to credit their defense, but we got to find a way to make some of those.